inside Murphy. Shooting, save a rebound on the view.
Hey guys, it is Red Rubber Duckwind, and welcome to day 5 of my NCAA March Madness charity drive for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. The link to the fundraiser is in the description below. Please be sure to check that out. We got a very, very special guest for this charity drive. It is the one and only Illogical Canadian. Illogical, welcome.
Thanks, buddy.
It's no problem. Me and him are Sports Disaster cast members. You can check it out on Wednesdays, which is tomorrow at the time of this recording. So there's that.
Or today, depending on when you put it out, because it's already like near midnight.
Yeah, it's near mid. Yeah, it is near midnight. I was trying to get everything set up because I was at the Akron Zips game. They ended up winning tonight.
Nice.
So there's that. And it was actually senior night for those guys. Anyways,
Oh yeah.
let's not waste any more time because we're already wasting time here. So let's go do some score updates for some conference tournaments. Let's start off with the Atlantic Sun. First off, we got the Liberty Flames beating the Bellarmine Knights 76-56. The game was basically all Flames throughout. And there's one guy we might have heard of a lot lately, Darius McGee. He had 29 points, and the Flames basically outplayed in every category. And they will go up against Eastern Kentucky, who had no trouble beating North Alabama 73-48. How about that shellacking? That game was pure domination by the Colonels as they released all 11 herbs and spices on those line legs. Well, actually 12, because all 12 Colonels scored, with Devontae Blanton leading the way with 15 points. The Colonels also outplayed the Lions in every category, and they will be playing at Liberty. That's a tough environment to play in.
That's going to be tough.
Especially the Atlantic Sun. And next up, you got the Lipscomb Bisons beating the Stetson Hatters 83-70. The top scores for each team: Bison, you got Jacob Yakshovich. I apologize if I butchered that. And Darren Boyd with 22 and 21 points respectively. And for the Stetson Hatters, it was just the Jalen Blackman show with 33 points. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough for Stetson. It was close, but then Lipscomb started to pull away late, and they will play the top seed Kennesaw State. Now, before we did this video, I mentioned to Illogical that a number 1 seed nearly went down tonight. And this was that number 1 seed. Kennesaw State barely defeated Queens 67-66. And the thing is, this is Queens' first year in Division I. So they're relatively.
They got calls. That's impressive.
Absolutely. And the game was relatively close throughout because both teams threw down tonight. Queens had all 5 of their starters end in double figures, and the Owls with DeMond Robinson with 24 points. Now the Royals, Chris Ashby hit a 3 to go within 1, and the Owls' Chris Youngblood ended up missing both free throws with a second left, but Queens couldn't. They got the rebound, but they couldn't get the shot off. The Owls survive, and they're going to end up playing Lipscomb in the quarterfinals. Oh wait, no, the semifinals.
Semis, yeah.
Yep. And now you got the Patriot League, and the American University Eagles defeated the Bucknell Bisons. I'm not sure if it's Bison or Bisons, but either way, they won 64-59. Xander Rice scored 17 points for Bucknell, but they couldn't do anything to stop Americans' Johnny O'Neal with 19 points, or Elijah Stevens, who ended up scoring 18 points. American were in front for nearly the whole game. Bucknell almost rallied, but the Eagles did hold on, and they will travel to Annapolis to take on Navy. And Loyola, Maryland defeated Holy Cross 73-69.
Nice.
Be careful with the nice. It's a Catholic school. What are you talking about? So Loyola's Dion Perry led the way for the Greyhounds with 25 points. Loyola led the entire game, even though it got close in certain spots. But now they got a tough test. Because guess who they have to face? Colgate. And we all know about Colgate. They've won the last three. They've won 3 of the last 4 Patriot League tournaments. Now, keep in mind, Boston University did win the 2020 tournament, but we all know what happened, the pandemic, unfortunately.
Yep.
And those games will join Army and Boston University and Lehigh and Lafayette in the quarterfinals. We are now halfway through our score updates. Let's go now to the Horizon League. And the number 6 seeded Robert Morris Colonials defeated the IUPUI Jaguars 67-64. Now, that game was a relatively good one. Jalen Counter scored 25 points for the Jaguars, and only 1 out of the 9 Colonials on the roster did not score. Yeah, Jalen Counter couldn't do much. He carried the whole team on his back, but it proved to be too heavy. As with 2 seconds left, the Colonials' Michael Green III hit the game-sealing 3, and now Robert Morris will go up against Cleveland State in the Horizon League quarterfinals. And now you got Wright State defeating the Green Bay Phoenix 77-57. Brandon Noel led the Raiders with 20 points, and only 1 out of the 10 Raiders on the roster didn't score. And it was close in the second half, but Wright State ended up pulling away, and the rest was history. They're going to go face Milwaukee. And then Detroit Mercy, they defeated Purdue Fort Wayne 81-68. There is one particular player on the Titans that has been getting a lot of media attention lately, and that's Antoine Davis. He did set the Division I record for 3-pointers, and he actually had 38 points tonight.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that alone should tell you why the Titans won. The Mastodons had no answer for Antoine Davis. Once again, the game was close, but Detroit Mercy ended up pulling away. And Detroit will go up against the top-seeded Youngstown State Penguins in the Horizon League quarterfinals. And now let's go over to the Sun Belt, or some people call it the Fun Belt, because there's a lot of upsets that happen in that tournament nearly every year. And you had Arkansas State defeating Coastal Carolina 86-69.
Nice.
Now you could say nice, because I don't think any of these
Oh,
are
I know.
threats.
Okay, I can say next to Holy Cross. I've been to Holy Cross, not as a student, but I've been there. I know
Okay.
about the school a little bit.
Okay, I'll give you a pass. So anyways, Terrence Ford Jr. led the way with 25 points, and Marquise Davis off the bench got 20 points for the Red Wolves. And this was close for about half the game, but then in the final 10 minutes, it was all Red Wolves, and they set up a date against Troy. And Texas State took down the reigning defending undisputed. I shouldn't really say undisputed, because they're the last seed this year. Georgia State Panthers. It was 81-76, Texas State. And all 5 Bobcat starters ended in double figures, with Drew Drennan leading the way with 16 points. The game remained close, but this was in Texas State's control the whole entire time. So now the Bobcats will face Old Dominion in the second round of the Sun Belt Tourney. Logical? It's time for your neck of the woods.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
now it's time to preview the America East bracket. So up top, you got the top seed of Vermont, the defending champions out of the America East. and they will go up against New New Jersey Tech or NJIT.
New
They
Jersey
haven't made it to
Institute of Technology.
yep, and they haven't made it to an NCAA Division One tournament. The last time they tasted a Division Two tournament was 1996, so that they've had a long time for postseason tournament glory. What do
Yeah.
you think of that matchup?
Like watching Vermont this year, you cannot cut out the Bobcats at all whatsoever. Because Vermont had a very strong year, their core looked good. For defending champions, you could probably like in a way relate it to like kind of like the Golden State Warriors or in the NBA or something like that. Vermont has
Yeah,
just been holding their own night in night out, and they obviously got what it takes to move on to the semis.
yeah. It seems like every year the Catamounts are always the favorite to win the America East.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, this team should look familiar. UMBC. Their last time they made it to the tournament was 2018. Well, we know what happened in
Oh
2018.
yeah, we all know what happened.
hmm And they will be hosting Binghamton. The last time they made the tournament was 2009. A classic 4-5 matchup. What do you expect?
Um, if it's we expect to hear like these two are kind of like the mid tier teams in the league. These two like they have flashy performances on some days, but others they just kind of looked completely kind of out of it. Like, well, UMBC does have a little more upside than Binghamton does because of like better recruiting and all that stuff. Don't count Binghamton out because this team has played spoiler a couple times this season, and they could possibly do it again against UMBC. It's anything's possible in this time and age.
Yeah, that it is. And number two, we got Illogical Canadian University, aka UMass Lowell. They're
Yeah,
still looking for their first NCAA tournament appearance in Division One. The last time they made it to a Division Two tournament was
yeah,
2012,
right. But
and
the
they're
last time we won it was 1988, if I'm not mistaken.
1988. Wow.
Yeah, I remember seeing something like that.
Mm. And
Gotta
you
think.
guys will be hosting Maine, who has never made it to an NCAA tournament. They've never made it after.
Right, guys, let's go.
They have one of the longest droughts in all Division One for postseason tournaments.
Like, yeah, like honestly, if y'all going to score at UMass Lowell, like I've seen the games where we've had like keep in mind like we've had very close matchups against Maine. We split the season series one apiece where like this team had UMass Lowell. Honest to God, and I'm not even saying to be biased. UMass Lowell looks like the stronger team. 15-0 at home, one of the only basketball teams in the country to have an undefeated record on home court. Everything's just coming together. Last year, the Riverhawks finished under 500. This year, 24-7, record over 700 winning percentage. Everything's just gone their way this year. It's been phenomenal. This new core has looked great. They've been dominant in who they faced. Like we've had some rough spots, but this is a team that actually can make some noise. Like it hasn't even been 10 years since all the sports on university campus have gone Division One, and already they're looking to show that they can make noise. It may have taken them a couple of years, but no doubt about it, they have managed to get themselves into a level where they could play spoiler against someone like Vermont or someone like New Hampshire or someone on the ranges there. But this is gonna be one of those situations where you might want to keep a close eye on Lowell to generate some conversation moving forward.
Yeah, the Riverhawks definitely have a bright schedule. They have a bright future ahead of them. I don't know why I said schedule. So,
That's
number
okay.
3 seed is New Hampshire. The last time they made it to the tournament was never. And they're going up against Bryant, who are actually the defending NEC champions, but they moved over to the America East this year. So they're looking to get in back-to-back years. What do you think of that matchup?
Like, obviously, you mentioned Bryant. Obviously, they made it to the NCAA tournament last year. Well, obviously, reigning NEC champs. Moving on over to the America East this year. There's this new competition for Bryant because they're facing new teams that they haven't faced before. This is a new set of players, a new style of competition that Bryant is not used to compared to the NEC. Like New Hampshire, they've been here a while. They've joined themselves to the competition level. New Hampshire, I mean, they want to make an NCAA tournament, but they have to really work at it in order for any real noise to be made. Because otherwise, it could also be smoke and mirrors, or this could be wildcat domination. I expect New Hampshire to, actually try here, but in the same regard, this is something that it could be a Brian upset, but it also could be New Hampshire's gain. And whatever happens, both teams are going to have to earn this win no matter what, because this is not going to be an easy game. Not like Vermont, that's going to be an easy game. Lowell, that is going to be a little bit of a challenge. UMBC Binghamton, that one's probably going to be a shootout. This one, this is the one that people are going to want to have their eyes on, especially for the sole purpose that these two kind of are in an equal state of competition. But even though City may not, show it, these two teams look very complete. They look very organized. They look very well put together. And like I said, this will be a really tough game. Watch, I'm gonna freaking be proved wrong whenever the hell these games happen.
Oh yeah, the gods of chaos always find ways to prove us wrong. It seems like they always do. All right, so for tip-off times, the New Hampshire Bryant game will tip off at 1 Eastern time. Thank God it's Eastern time. I'm sick of reading different time zones. UMBC will go up against Binghamton, tip off at 2 o'clock.
I see
And
1 o'clock on my
UMass
screen.
What?
I see 1 o'clock on my screen.
Mm.
Yeah, I have.
Well, for some reason,
UMBC.
Wikipedia has them at. Well, for some
Oh
reason.
no, I'm looking on the America East site.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm looking on the actual America East site.
okay.
They have both Bright New Hampshire and Binghamton UMBC at 1 o'clock.
Frickin' Wikipedia lied to me, as always.
What else is new?
Nothing.
Exactly.
All right, so what time do they have UMass Lowell in Maine?
They have that game set for 4 o'clock at the Costello Athletic Center.
Okay, they did lie about that. And
then obviously Vermont
NJIT at 7 o'clock Eastern time. And they haven't yet determined the time for the reseeded semifinals on Tuesday, March 7th. Oh, and Saturday is that quarterfinals matchups, by the way, on March 4th.
Right, March 4th. And then March 11th.
And Tuesday.
And then Saturday, March 11th, we know that game, the America East Championship game, is set for 11 a.m.
Yep, 11 a.m. is the time for the America East Championship.
I'll be waking up in Canada. I don't know about you.
Yeah, you could definitely try to stream it on your phone or something.
I'm sure I could get it up in Canada. I'm sure. Find a way.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you could definitely get it.
Sure.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for day 5 of the NCAA March Madness charity drive. There's still gonna be plenty more chaos to come, especially with the Ohio Valley tournament coming up. That's usually the first tournament to end for March Madness.
Why do I feel like the Ohio Valley tournament's gonna be like the friggin' Ohio imperialism we see for college football?
Jeez. And also the Northeast tournament will start, and then the Big South tournament will start. And the Southland Conference will end their regular season on March 1st, so that's going to be a really, really good tournament over there.
It is March 1st, so yeah.
Yeah, it technically is March 1st. It's past midnight here. I'm sorry, I had stuff to do and places to be. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much to Illogical Canadian for hopping in here for a little bit. I'm gonna put his
Anytime, brother.
channel in the description below, and be sure to check us out on the Sports Disaster, which is coming up. It's coming up later tonight at 6 o'clock.
And obviously check me out
This
on
time.
Friday because NHL trade deadline stream is coming. Oh my god, we got shit to discuss.
I'm praying to God that the Penguins don't do anything shit stupid.
Well, you want to know right now, or do you want to wait? Because it's all smoke right now, no fire.
Yeah, because I saw they had a couple players off of waivers.
No, that and as well, they're in major talks with Vancouver right now over something.
Oh shit.
It's confirmed, not Besser, but smoke is in the air of it. No, it's not confirmed to be JT for sure, but some names have been speculated to be Brock Besser.
I heard Besser and Miller were definitely the prime candidates, but I
They
just
confirmed
don't
Miller
know.
was not going to be traded.
Okay. All right.
But
So,
Besser, Besser has been a name thrown around.
all right. So that's a little preview of what you can expect on Friday on Illogical Canadian's channel. Once again, it's going into the description below. Logical, thank you for joining us. My name is Red Rubber Duckling. Until we meet again, I'll see you guys next time.